Hey there guys, it's Jason with Reptile Parties. Hope you're doing well during the COVID pandemic. We filmed 4 of those segments with the Urban Island Productions before things kind of started to get locked down. So we are going to continue to make videos. Some of them are going to be exclusive to our Patreon. Some of them are going to be on there first and then posted up to YouTube. But they'll be a little bit different, more not quite as professional and polished, but hopefully you still enjoy them. And so this is our first one, and what I'm going to do today is I'm actually going to feed our false water cobra. So we go through a full feeding. If I feed all the snakes, is 70 plus rodents or other prey items at a time. Now that can fluctuate. If a snake's in shed, we don't always offer it food, depends on the snake. If it's one of our bigger snakes like our boas or a big olive python, they only eat once a month. Our ball pythons only eat once a month, if that. So definitely some variation there, but like our colubrids are eating consistently every 2 weeks. Our babies are eating every week. So it does add up, which is why we have the Patreon, why we are doing these online shows as well. All the info is down below for you to take a look at and learn about how we can do classroom presentation, message for your birthday. We do Zoom, we do all sorts of stuff. So definitely check that out, guys, and we are going to set up to feed our false water cobra. So this is our male false water cobra. He's about 5 years old. The males are typically smaller than the females. For a lot of our snakes, they do get rodents pretty consistently. He does eat rats, but he does get other stuff as well. So in the wild, they're quite diverse in their diets, and same thing. It's a good thing in captivity to give them some different food. So he has really high metabolism. So as I said, he gets rats. He will also get fish. We'll get some like full-bodied fish sometimes, or I'll chop up things like salmon or tilapia into sort of reasonably swallowable sizes and give that to him. Today we are actually going to feed him chicks. So that's what I'm going to grab. The reason why they're called false water cobras is they have the ability to hood. They don't sit up and hood like a cobra, but they do flatten out their neck. This is an adaptation that a lot of different snakes do, including hognose snakes. It just makes them look bigger and more intimidating, but even though it's a false water cobra, they don't have, even though it's a false water cobra, they don't live in the same places that cobras do. These guys are found in South America. There are no true cobras in South America. They're all in Asia and Africa. And he is rear-fanged venomous. So at the back of his mouth are 2 teeth that are attached to venom glands. They can give a pretty good bite, especially if they do get those fangs in and inject. But this is not a dangerous snake like a king cobra or any other cobras, which are illegal here in Alberta to have. So I don't have any dangerous venomous snakes. But definitely this is an animal that gets respect when we care for him. So false water cobras are smart. I think he saw the tongs and he knows that they're going to do some feeding. It's not entirely sure. A little bit earlier than I usually do. Go. So he's found the head. He hasn't had chicks in a while, so it might be a bit of a what is this, as well as he doesn't they were thawed with rats, so he's probably a little confused as to the mix of smells. But they're very smart. Now, this chick is dead. All of my snakes do eat frozen thawed prey. I am 100% a proponent of frozen thawed food. I don't see there to be any value in feeding live unless absolutely necessary. And oftentimes you can get a snake to switch, especially ones like false water cobras that have a really strong feeding response. So he has never eaten live in his life. And none of my snakes are live eaters. So you can see he wolfed that down pretty quick. And now he's excited. He's like, okay, yeah, I know what I'm doing now. He's gonna grab that. It's right here, silly. Always fascinates me to see just how they're able to eat and move around, get things sorted out without having legs. Sort of grabbed it by the middle, so now he's got to position himself to be able to swallow it. But these chicks aren't particularly big, so it's not a huge deal. I'm going to give him one more, but I think 2 is plenty to watch. But he's going to get 3 this week, and then we'll see what I want to give him next time. So that is feeding our false water cobra. There you go, guys. That was our false water cobra getting a couple of chicks. Hope you enjoyed it. We're not going to do a ton of feeding videos. I think they can be kind of repetitive, but you know, it's kind of interesting to see a snake eat something different. As I said, again, all our animals eat frozen thawed in terms of the rodents, the other animals. Chicks are a great source of food for a lot of snakes, as well as animals like my monitor lizards will get them, my tegu will get them. So really, really good source and fairly inexpensive overall. But it is expensive to feed these guys. So again, you can support us by signing up for our Patreon. So just $3, $6, or $10 a month. So for less than like 30 cents a day, or less than 10 cents a day, to like, does that end up being like 50 cents? No, not even 40 cents a day, less than that. You can help us feed our animals. The link is below for the Patreon. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you click that little bell so that you can keep up to date when we do make new posts. And thank you so much for your support. Keep watching, and we'll see you soon.